Is this working? Is this working? Alt tab, alt tab. Oh, seems to be working. Sorry, I'm gonna hear myself, so bear with me. Is this working? I can hear myself. Okay. Give me one moment. Okay, is this right? Alright. It works. It works. Holy crap, it's been a long time since I've done this. I don't even know. Let me. No, no, I shouldn't close YouTube. So much hassle. Yeah, sure. I was reading the Bazide documentation on how to set up OBS because I'm in a flat pack, but bear with me. Yeah, okay, okay. So this is just a tangent. I mean, it's a stream, so I'm not allowed to go on tangents. You just you just is okay. Let's back up a bit more. There's a there's a tool that Bazite has called UJust. I mean, it's a make file alternative. It's called Just, right? But they use it to configure the OS. And I remember, I might be tripping. So first of all, this it has a really nice FZF interface. Like you can narrow down the commands like in a fuzzy way, which is pretty handy. Like even if you escape, it tells you what the command was. So there's a lot of funny tools in there. Obviously, like you get that, you get auto completion, you get a lot of handy tools like clean system. It like goes through your distro box and flat packs and everything else, and it was very nice. I don't use this machine. If you don't know, I'm on a Steam Deck, right? I mean, I know it says laptop, but here, hardware vendor Valve, hardware model Galileo. So I didn't expect to use a Steam Deck for streaming, but hey, it seems to be working. And my entire quote unquote home lab, my thingies don't show up. My entire home lab is up in the air, and my ThinkPad has issues. And ironically, the only device that works is the Steam Deck. And I installed Bazite on it. Obviously, I think many moons ago I had streamed about it. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's like an RPM tree based OS that like you can build an OS with a container file. Anyhow, not relevant to the topic at hand, which is, let me close all these. Just trying to make sure this works. Okay, so, and this is the other, I guess I'll have to take little notes. This is the other issue. Do I have my notebook? See, this is how bad things are. I don't have org mode and Emacs ready. Where is, hold on. Give me a moment. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can what's it called? Mark certain time slots so that so that I could at least like create chapters on YouTube. But in any event, just gonna take little notes here. So let me actually write a few things down. Nope, I don't want you to go on this screen. Okay, hold on. First thing is, okay, let me write that down. Okay. But the reason I decided to stream today is first of all, I had way too much caffeine. This is my where can I see this? Hold up, let me. I technically have two screens because again it's a Steam Deck, so let me close Glad Seal. There you go. Lovely. I can see myself and you see the top of my head. Okay. I can see myself and do stuff now. Okay, perfect. But yeah, I had way too much caffeine. I don't know if you can see the goat. It's an energy drink. This is my third one. So that's the first reason. The second reason is I actually was trying this tool called the so first of all, there's a text editor called Helix. So there's a bunch. I don't want to go through the whole chain of thought, but helixeditor.com. So a postmodern text editor, that's a joke on the fact that NeoVim is a modern text editor. Anyways, has a bunch of cool features. Have I gone over? Let me just real quick go over my I guess I can actually hold up, let me pull this out. KDE is so foreign to me. Okay. Let me go through my old I can't believe I've done this before. It's been so long. Okay, content, live, live. Okay, so, so, so. No, I've never had a conversation about Helix. So, what is Helix? Why am I talking about it? Helix is an interesting text editor. So, as you know, there's this text editor called, there's Vim. Many people know it. So, there's Vim's layer for downloading. Again, this is a Steam Deck. I've been using it as a gaming machine. I wasn't expecting to use it like this. So, Vim is a cool text editor, which is it stands for VI improved. So, it is included as VI with most Unix systems and with Apple OS X. So, it's ubiquitous. Vim has deficiencies. Mainly, the whole thing started out as like I believe it was the plugin asynchronous plugin issue, which, believe it or not, is still an issue on Emacs. But the the what was I going to go over? But the big thing about it is NeoVim. So NeoVim's NeoVim has a configuration language, Lua, as you may have heard of it. It's used for a lot of things, which made configuring your editor much easier, similar to Emacs's Emacs Lisp. Vim has this language called Vim script, which is not easy and ugly. And the only person who knows it is Tim Pope. If you know Tim Pope, you know you can not that Tim Pope. Okay. Scigit github.com. Perfect. So this fellow, this wizard, has written so many interesting stuff. And this is probably the best Vim script you can find out on the face of the planet because no one else is crazy enough to write Vim script. But like here, there's a .vim. Actually, that's not bad. Fugitive is a Git client. Obviously not as good as I don't even know the Vim plugin structure. Vim script is not a language I would want to use. It's not good in many ways. It's like again, it's a language designed to be a text editor's language. Emacs Lisp is a Lisp. It's meant to be used. It's not meant to be used for everything, but it is a general purpose programming language. So it doesn't matter. So then came NeoVim, which NeoVim is configured with Lua. And I mean, Vim has it too nowadays, but NeoVim is configured with Lua. So you can, I mean, I don't use NeoVim, just letting you know. I don't know much about it. I don't know much about anything. It took me like an hour to configure OBS Studio. I like made a wrong stream and all that. So I'm not the smartest tool, not the sharpest tool in the shed, but NeoVim tries to be Vim compatible whilst being easier to configure. Perfect, right? So in that sense, it's like it's a modern Emacs. Although there's a reason I use Emacs and not NeoVim, which is the fact that NeoVim is not has deficiencies. So like I'll give you an example. NeoVim is meant to be run in a command line. There are GUI clients for it, so it does have a server client model, similar to like Emacs. Like there's one called Neovite. If you like eye candy, you can use Neovite and look at some of these animations. Like some of them are very pretty. Look at that. Look at that. Your cursor jumps, right? There's one that has like little bubbles. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. I don't even think it's there. There you go. There you go. There you go. This one has bubbles. Silly stuff. But again, and look, this runs on Windows, so that's I use Windows every day, so I gotta have an editor that works on everything. So it has a lot of good things. The issue, the issue is I still cannot do multiple fonts in the same buffer, and while Lua is great, it's still not my favorite language. There is a Lisp that transpiles to Lua called Fennel, which you can read more about at fennellang.org. Not gonna go over it. I don't know much about it. Actually, I think this is pretty cool. I think this is WebAssembly. I'm not entirely sure, but pretty cool. I mean, like, and we do some Lispy things. Like, would you look at that? You got a Lisp REPL in the browser. I don't even know how this works. I'm assuming WebAssembly or something like that. Anyways, so you get all the nice stuff with Lisp, like macros or as expressions or homo iconicity. I can't even speak today, right? And I guess I'll play this while just yapping about every random thing. Now, Helix was meant to be a successor to NeoVim in a sense that it takes care of certain things that NeoVim, let's put it, doesn't do it out of the box. While NeoVim is a perfect, I would even call it perfect text editor, it still is not perfect out of the box. So like one thing that every programmer, every Zoomer programmer, I would even argue everyone needs is a language server protocol, which gives you like documentation lookup, like you can see in there, auto completion, jumping to definition, viewing type definition, whatever you have. Helix configures it out of the box. So like if you go to the documentation and in nope. I have this memorized. Hold up. Language support. I know this. Okay, there you go. So in their wiki, they have this page called the language server configuration, which is it walks you through like every language, like their preferred way of configuring it. I'll go over how this works in a bit, but like let's say I'm gonna configure. Let's say you're a wagey, right? You write PHP for work. Please, sir. Please, my good sir. Please. There you go. Okay. So there's like PHP actor, which is a language server protocol for PHP. There's also IntelliSense, which is proprietary. There you go. This is what I use. But anyways, if you want to use this, it walks you through how to install it. And once you have it installed, you can see there's very few sections where you have to configure something. Like in this case, you have to configure something. Well, like for a lot of them, like look at this. In Python, there's multiple. PyLSP is the default. So if you have it installed, it just works. That's it. In the certain case that you don't want to use PyLSP, which makes sense, like let's say you want to do thorough type checking. PyLSP doesn't do that. Let's go to the one that I use, Pyrites. Okay, it doesn't work out of the box. You do have to configure it. Now, one thing you'll notice about the configuration language, which it's good, it's pretty, but it's TOML, and TOML is not a programming language. It's kind of like, you know how Kubernetes tries to do everything with YAML and does everything and does it kind of not wrong because Kubernetes works, but I don't know how to put it. It's not extensible. Let's put it that way, right? It's not extensible. That's the E and Emacs, right? Extensible, macro. I don't even know what Emacs stands for. Jesus, Emacs or what can we? No, the new Emacs. Perfect. Okay. I don't even know. Okay. Extensible, customizable, free/libre text editor. Sorry, no, I'm wrong. The E in Emacs stands for editable, I think. Yeah, it's editable macro. Some along those lines. It doesn't matter. Anyhow, LSPs are a new but ubiquitous thing. So NeoVim has them by default. Like it supports them obviously it doesn't pick them up like Helix does out of the box, but still. Emacs has them out of the box. Emacs actually has EGLOT, which does have a similar thing to Helix. Obviously, Emacs has its own rough edges, but we won't go into that. Vim supports it. There are Vim LSP clients, like they unfortunately named CockVim. It's like who the hell came up with that? But there you go. Code completion, whatever. I don't know what it stands for. Conquer of completion. Like who the hell came up with that? Anyways, it works with and as you can see, separated Node.js process. You see the issues with Vim, which is, Vim script is limited. Lua isn't. So in that sense, it's good. But now, there was this discussion. Also, based Pyrite is pretty base, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, there was this discussion, which is, why is Helix this great? One thing I forgot before shilling for Helix and why I use it. Helix has tree sitter support out of the box, which tree sitter integration out of the box. What does that frickin' mean? So I guess this is where I start to actually DistroBox. Is it LS? Oh yeah. I guess I'll make a new one. Create image. Oh, it has auto completion for the images. Wonderful. Okay, let's pick a cool OS. Okay, recently I've been messing around with Rocky Linux, so let's go with Rocky Linux from Quay, because Docker Hub is icky. I'm just joking. I use Docker Hub every day. Okay, so let's enter. No, I guess we gotta pull it first. 84 megabytes of Red Hat goodies. Let's sip a little bit of my Mogus potion. But okay, it's ready. So let me enter DistroBox, enter Rocky Linux 9. And unfortunately, if you ever used DistroBox, you know that you know that create doesn't actually set up the tooling. It doesn't set up the packages, so you do have to face such a long delay while actually clicking enter because that's how it works. So and keep in mind, I'm on Wi-Fi. I do have a router next to me. I do have a Ethernet cable, but I didn't set it up. This was all just a random thing. Okay, so I don't have Helix. How do you install Helix? You say dnf install Helix, and you got to do it as sudo sandwich. Okay, so Helix is not packaged for Rocky Linux. This is why I hate all these Red Hat things. Okay. Let's see. Let's do create again. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Let's guess which one it's in. It definitely should be in Fedora. So let's go with Fedora. Registry, Fedora project, toolbox 40. It should be a newer one. Isn't, are we on 42 now? Should be on 42. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let's go to the front. Where is it? Oh, Fedora project.org. Let's go there. What's the newest one? 42. Yeah, I mean, what the hell, bro? Okay. Now this time it's 375 megabytes. Sorry, megabytes. You see the little I in the middle. Should have called it something else, but your Slackware for DistroBox? Kill me. Why isn't this working? Yeah. I'm low-key tempted to just pull up a container just Helix, but and keep in mind, I'm going through this just to demo it, but later on, I'm gonna actually build Helix from scratch. Well, actually, not even Helix. I'm gonna build the Helix Steel fork from scratch, but just how the whole thing started. Enter Fedora. There's flies in here. I don't know. So the window net doesn't work. But anyways, I guess I'll yap a bit more whilst waiting for this process to finish. So tree sitter is an incremental parser. So as you're writing code, whatever tool you have parses it. So Emacs has it, Neovim has it out of the box, and Helix has it out of the box too. The advantage, much faster parsing. So like your code coloring happens much quicker. Second, it's accurate. The actual process is like it's like a literally a library. Like on Windows, it's a DLL. On Linux, it's an SO. It's an object. So the process is fairly fast, and so the parsing happens pretty quick. It happens accurately. Like there's definitions. There's queries. You can see some of the. I guess now is the time to go to the Helix repo. So you can see some of the. I guess I'll pick a language that I love. C. So the lovely C has a bunch of queries. So like these are the highlight queries. Now, fun fact, tree sitter is scheme. You know, it's just S expressions, but that's the other thing. Okay, so these are some queries that are written for the C programming language. So you can see like how functions are structured, how booleans are. Obviously, there is a lot of nuances in this. Like true and false are not in the C standard up until so here C23 Wikipedia. I'm not gonna go to the actual standard. I'm just gonna go to the what is it called? The Wikipedia bullet points because I'm too lazy to read. Bool. Yeah, there you go. So bool was not there before. So before, bool was a I guess it's true and false. Yeah, there you go. They didn't appear until this version of C. So all the stuff you saw were generally just using enums in C to create pseudo true and false. And true and false were just, well, obviously, C doesn't have Boolean conditionals, so everything is either like zero or true, as you know. Like the null, the all caps null, as you know, is just an alias to zero. So obviously there are some nuances. I'm not gonna go over versioning and all that bullshit, but I just said the S word. I don't know how YouTube does YouTube. I don't think YouTube would take it down. Um, Indents. Yeah, there's like ruling, and there's like these are a bit opinionated since some people just indent binary term. Yeah, I don't even know how this works. Like there are many C indentation conventions, like C, and then I know KNR, I know GNU, I know BSD, but there's probably more. Like uh, I learned KNR because I read KNR, but like here, no one should, in my opinion, like if you indent C in the Haskell style or in the Lisp style, should be shot behind an alley. But Linux, I don't think this is a good source. Huh? There's statistics on no. This is a geez. Okay, no. I guess I can't find it, but like you can look it up. The GNU forces you to put a curly brackets to be opened in like a new line, but let me see. There you go. Like you can see them. So KNR lets you do that. Put it on a new one. GNU does that too. And one thing I hate is like static char asterisk. So the return type comes before the function name, and then there's a curly bracket, and you even have to do it for. And this is the part that bugs me the most. You gotta indent the curly bracket. So tangents aside, I don't want to go over that. But anyways, there's differences. So not everything is as I mean, when you hear the word out of the box, there's like some issues, right? Um, but anyway, so you see the problem with Helix. Helix is perfect if you just wanna if you're a generic NPC who just wants to use whatever that's given to you. If you're a manager with like the word time to market like engraved in your brain, yeah, Helix is perfect. In my opinion, Helix kind of like Zed. If you've used the Zed editor, obviously Zed is configured differently. It's but Zed is also similar. It's actually created by the creators of Tree Sitter, so in that sense, it's pretty nice. Um, it has a GUI. Helix doesn't. It has remote editing. Helix doesn't. Sad part is it doesn't have decent configuration, which Helix doesn't either, but up until recently, which I'll go over. Okay, so if you sort by top of all time, you see that the top discussion is a locked entry called plugin system. This is the most discussed thing. And again, keep in mind, Helix is not a small project. Like there's just 40K stars. There's more people even using it. So it's not like a niche project. It's actually becoming a fairly big deal. Okay. Yes, sir. 400 megabytes. It's okay. I mean, there's a lot of various. Ooh, also I forgot. So do you see this concurrency? I think this is DNF5. I think DNF5 is the new installer on Fedora. Lovely. Now, it's very quick. It's very short to type. So NVim is 4 letters. Emacs is 5 letters. Vim is 3 letters. Similar to VI, it's only 2 letters. They're fast, and it's written in Rust, and they're like, it's a Zoomer r/Unix pointers Ricer's dream, essentially. And in that sense, it's pretty good. That being said, man, look at that. They even discuss Fin. Helix has the issue of plugins. So it's like if I want to, like, there's no Git clients. There are certain. Actually, let's see what version I'm on. I'm on 2501, which is probably not the most recent one. Anyhow. Oh yeah, my X keycap came. My my. Wish you could see this. I don't know if you see this. Where's OBS? Hold on. My OBS. Look, this is my switch came off. Good lord. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. I didn't build this keyboard correctly. Hold on. Oh no. Hold on. Intermission. Go sip on your coffee while I fix this. It's like I'm talking to myself like a lunatic. Hold on. My good sir. Oh, okay, it lit up. Okay, X is back. We are so back. Okay. Um, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, the Git client. So let's actually first start with like let's make something. I don't even know. Does it auto create a not home talos? What was the project I was gonna work on? Like let's call it what's a nice language? Elixir. Elixir? No. What's a nice let's just do Python. Some demo. HX demo. Python.py, I don't know, something like that. Now look at that. So you got fast syntax highlighting, right? Function name you can do funny stuff, right? So we do the but you see there's no autocompletion. That's because there's no PyLSP or whatever. For the sake of not going down the rabbit hole of configuring a custom thing, I'm gonna go back to come on, bro. Okay, GitHub. Or let's do this. Plugins. Oh no. Language. There you go. Okay. So you follow the instructions here. Obviously, if you're shouldn't be doing this if you're on a particular system, like if you're on Nix OS, you don't want to do ad hoc installation with pip, but do I have pip? Cheers. Alright. Do I have PyLSP in my path? I sure do. Okay. Now, redoing the same command, look at that. What? Okay. Um there may even be snippets. I don't even know. I don't think there are snippets. Okay. Let's create a function, and I'm gonna create an actual thing. Like if you know the usual, if you're a Python wagey like me, you can always do this. So I'll say it's called main, and you know it's pretty neat and handy. There are certain things I'm not gonna talk about, like the fact that this is not them key bindings. This is like there's motion action as opposed to action motion. So like deleting a function is done by match like MAF. Or sorry, MAF that highlights the function. You know, then C to change it or match MIF match inside function. It only highlights like if you have more lines like I don't know variable equals 1 variable increment by 1 MIF highlights the inside of the function. MAF highlights the outside of the function. And there's like a lot more things you can do. Like if you take an argument like a string, and it's spelled string, a string of the type str, right? You can say match around type definition, or sorry, no, match around. Sorry, I was going to do the argument. MAA. A match around argument, right? So, and if you have multiple, like let's say you have an int of the type int, MAA only highlights that one. MIA, I think does the same thing. That one doesn't matter. Obviously, you have like Vim surround abilities, like MI. Oh, darn it. MI parentheses. You know. So also, I don't wait. My video has been gone. I hadn't noticed. Oh, you can see the top of my hair again. Beautiful. Okay. Regardless, you can use it, and obviously there's mouse and all that, but anyhow, I was gonna do something. Oh yeah, so code actions. So like if I let me see, can I find code actions anywhere? Nah. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just wanted to show you what it's like. But obviously there's like other things you can do. No electron, no Vim script. Anyways, that's fine. The TLDR of this discussion, which started in 2022 and ended in 2023, was the fact that Sir, what's his face, Archseer has decided that decided on Steel, and I'll go over what Steel is. Steel is a scheme. If you don't know what a scheme is, why the hell are you on my channel if you don't know what a scheme is? Just joking. Scheme is a Lisp, whatever. Um, this was a response, right? Now, granted, some people were not happy. 18 people downvoted. I might have voted on this. I don't remember. I was in favor of Lisp. Now I'll go over why. Something's in my mouth. Yeah. Okay. This thread has devolved into language popularity discussions, and most options have been mentioned multiple times already. And no, we won't pick XYZ because it's your favorite language. So yeah, this was a long thing. The WASM option was interesting. Regardless, but we're currently leaning towards a scheme-like implementation. In fact, Matt W. Paris in that issue has already. Sorry, is that an issue? I guess that was a message on the discussion. Has already implemented a nice prototype that even covers a Vim Dervish-like file tree, the furthest any of the plugin system attempts has gotten. Okay. One thing I want to do is, and also I do want to acknowledge this because I'm a huge fan of WASM. I know a lot of people are like, why is WebAssembly everywhere? Like WebAssembly is going to be ubiquitous. So like I'm going to give you some examples. I guess the timing thing I was going to do is, what time are we on? Where is YouTube? YouTube. Come on, bro. Okay, we're at huh. Does it not show you the time? Does it not show you the time? Okay, help me. I don't know what to do here. I wanted to timestamp to see like what at what point I am so that I could no, I don't care about the bit rate. I'm looking blurry. Okay, you time lapse YouTube stream. Let's see what DuckDuckGo says. I guess this is for the viewer. I'll stream on YouTube. Average view duration, which shows how long viewers were. No. I want to see how much time has passed. I guess let me look at the beginning. So 30. Let's call it 32. So 32 was WASM rant. Okay. Let me put this aside. Oh yeah, I made a little thumbnail for the video because YouTube keeps the old ones. I don't know why. All right, I made it for Steel, and I'll show you Steel. Let me close this. Okay, why WASM is good. This is just a little rant. WASM is being used. Yeah, watch 2.5, Matt. WASM is what JVM couldn't beat. So, obviously your browser has it. So like if I'm in this page and I bring up the dev console, you can right off the bat. Obviously this page probably doesn't have it. It's written by Neoven people. Like it's probably plain text at most. But there you go. You see there's even an option for WASM. It's like a page like Wikipedia might already. Does it have WASM? I don't know. I guess not. I don't know. I don't want to go over too much BS with WASM, but WASM is being used in a ubiquitous sense. For instance, you got Cloudflare workers. This thing is hidden strong. I love it. And Cloudflare workers are really simple to work with. And you will notice, if you go to the documentation, you will notice, and also pricing. Holy crap, have you seen the pricing? I should work as a salesperson for Cloudflare, Imagine being a salesman for Cloudflare, like, bro, they went down only once, but it's centralizing the web, but it's perfect. But look at this. This is a selling point. Write in JS, Rust, C, and C++. Why? I'll get to it in a sec. Where's the no cold boot mention? Say goodbye to cold starts. Support for 0 millisecond worldwide. Why is that? So I don't know if they mentioned it here. I guess not. But the interesting thing is, from what I remember, from what I read, they use WebAssembly. Does that work? I don't know. Um, sure, yeah. Yeah, there you go. WebAssembly and Cloud for Workers. So you can read this. Is there an AI slop tool that I can just feed this to? Oh, oh God, I wish I had my Kagi summarizer right now. It's on my other device. For the folks who don't know, Kagi is a search engine, a competitor to these other ones, and I don't think it's free, but let's try it. Nope, nope, nope. I pay for it, but surprisingly, I don't have it on this machine, and I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, there you go. It's not free. Okay. Yeah. Anyways. Um, where was I? Yeah, they use WebAssembly from what I remember, which is nice because almost every language nowadays has a WebAssembly compiler backend. So like you can use Python and then use Pyodide. It's like look at this, like Jupyter Lite. Look at this. If I go to this page, this is not a server. I mean, obviously there's a server to serve the web page, but do you see how it's taking a while to load? Now look at this. Let me go to notebooks. Let me go to intro. This freaking thing. You're looking at PyPlot. You're looking at NumPy. Control Enter. You wait a bit, and all of a sudden, you have. There are no drum rolls. Why are you running? Why are you running? This sucks. Control Enter. Come on. Let's try it again. Didn't run. Wanted to do like a cool little. Let me do this again. I don't know. The TLDR is it's supposed to be running in your browser. There you go. It finally generated it. So you saw that it took a while. Keep in mind, I'm on a little gaming machine that's not meant for these things. But if I reload this and filter by WASM and wait maybe a very long time, I might need to put this machine on a more. I think there's a power configuration to put it on a more. There you go. Performance. Yeah, maybe that'll smoothen things up. This is supposed to be WebAssembly. So let me go to notebook and go to intro and know all of it. No, and no. I'm such an idiot. Okay, there you go. So you can see like, come on, I don't want to do that. Right? Please don't lose. Okay, so you can see WASM, being loaded. So I'm gonna save one of these. In fact, I'm gonna open it with Helix. Let's save and quit this. No, save and quit this. Save and quit force. Okay. Does it exist now? Okay, okay. Um, oh, something. What was it called? It was called tie-dye. Was it tie-dye? Yeah. Two. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. Do I have XXD? Not. Anyways, this is WebAssembly. So all this thing that you see is running in your browser. Now, that's why it's called WebAssembly. Doesn't mean it's only for the browser. It means it's ubiquitous. It can run it for Cloudflare, and it's not just Python. It's like C and C++ obviously have the backend. Rust already has the backend. Haskell has it. Go has it. PHP has it. So you're like, wait a second. If all these languages have this backend that doesn't require a code because it's a runtime, kind of like Erlang's Beam or I don't know JVM or I don't know many runtimes. Not gonna lie. Then why should I then why shouldn't I use it? No, that's why a lot of people are using it. The other thing is the other use case of it is Mechanoid. So at a convention that I was at, maybe that's not what it's called. Mechanoid. No, D, D. Is it Mechanoid? One of them. Yeah. Did I miss? Oh, their website is down. Okay, lovely. Mechanoid is a framework for WebAssembly application on embedded systems and IoT devices. So you can write Go, compile it to WebAssembly, and run it on a little machine. That's kind of silly. but it works. So it's pretty funny. And oh, I forgot Zig. So Zig has a WebAssembly backend. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. Fun fact about NeoVim. As of recently, as of recently, I guess let me time this too. I'm gonna, what time are we at? I'm gonna estimate 39. Ah, okay. My allergies are flaring up. 'Cause I guess it might be histamine allergy. I don't know. NeoVim as of fairly recently. Let me go to NeoVim's GitHub. So you're gonna see something interesting. Build Zig. So you can now use Zig's tooling to build NeoVim. Um, I can actually do that right now if you'd like. I've done it before. Gitty pony, and I don't have Git. Probably I do have Git. Do I have no, no, what is it called? Distrobox, enter Fedora. Okay. Um, what is Zig right now? Should be at 14, 0.14. If it's not 0.14, it won't work. Let me see. Is it 14? Please be 14. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm gonna install Zig inside of this Distrobox container, and once it finishes, I'm gonna jump back. Did it clone? Yeah, it did. Okay, let's go to NeoVim. Uh, Brad, Brad. Okay, all right. And if you, I'm gonna cat this out for you. Well, I guess we could use Helix. Helix has Zig support. Okay. And also, if you don't know what Zig is, Zig is a very interesting language. So I'm gonna just summarize it like this: if you consider Rust to be the successor to C++, Zig is a successor to C. That's where I'm gonna leave it. But and obviously I don't have the Zigs. I don't have ZLS. Okay, I'm not gonna go over everything, but can I find it? Nvim bin. Yeah. So this is what they call it, and obviously there should be the what was it? Do they have the zigs on whatever? Yeah, build zigs on. This is how you pull the dependencies. It's kind of silly, but this is their object notation. Z something on Zon. I don't know. I guess it is Zon, but yeah, it's kind of like a pseudo JSON with like dots in there because to make it similar to C's enums. I don't know, kind of a silly language, but I like it. I think I think it's here to stay. I can see projects made with Zig that are genuinely like I use Ghosty. It's a terminal emulator. It's freaking stable. It's the only terminal emulator that hasn't crashed on me and is way fast. Like I guess Kitty might be one too, but I stopped using. I was using WesTerm, and WesTerm crashed on me too many times. Even though it offers more features than Ghosty, it was no match. Another famous tool is River. Not on GitHub, on Codeberg. So this is a window manager that you can use written in Zig. I'm on the wrong page, but they have a little organization on Codeberg. This is the actual thing. That's their pretty logo. It's written in Zig, and it is perfect. I switched to Neri recently on my main device. But there you go. Second test search result. But before this, and there's a reason I switched. Before this, I was using Zig, and Zig is the most stable. I would even argue more stable than what I'm using right now, Neri. Uh, Zig is River is the most stable window manager that I've used. So I don't know whether it's because the programmers that pick Zig are really good programmers, or because of like Zig has some like comp time features. Anyways, Zig can be used as a C compiler, so it's right here. Use Zig as a zero dependency drop-in C compiler that supports cross compilation. So I'm gonna actually show you how to do this Zig build. I know it wasn't on the agenda. There was no agenda, I guess, and it's gonna take a while. So do I have beats up here? Yeah, I do. Look at that. I love Bazite. Why is nothing showing up? All right, perfect. So it's gonna be a kind of a heavy workload for this. Let me hide the processes, hide the memory, hide the network. You can see the CPU going crazy right now because we're building Neovim. Oh, it might crash. There you go. And it like has this pretty builder. It's like you can see it draw a tree and all that. It's pretty cool. You can see building tree sitter, the thing that we conversed about earlier. Building the garbage collector, that's pretty cool. LJ Asm. I'm not gonna go stare at this like for hours if it's gonna take a long time. I've never built it on a Steam Deck. I didn't know Steam Deck is powerful enough to be used as a compiler, but seems like it is. Seems like seems like I'm gonna switch to the Steam Deck as my main device. I switched to Bazzite, and one issue that I had with the Steam Deck was the fact that it SteamOS is not encrypted by default, like it's not encrypted. Bazzite is just Fedora, and they have a script in UGest called I guess I'll go to choose for the. It's called setup Lux TPM unlock, and you can see the actual script here. It was that easy. It was that easy to set up TPM. So now my Steam Deck boots with it's encrypted. So if the bad guy steals my Steam Deck and pulls out the hard drive, it's not a hard drive, it's a half size NVMe SSD, it's 2280, I think. If they pull it out, they won't be able to look at anything because it's encrypted. And they can only decrypt it with TPM, which is on the device. So if it's on the device, they would have to authenticate. So in every sense, it's perfect. So I'm actually using it as a general purpose device. Okay, how it built. So it's in Zig out. It's actually, you can see what file it is. ELB 64-bit LSB executable, dynamic length interpreter, not strip. Okay, that's how we run it. Works. So we just used Zig as a compiler, right? Now, why did I bring up Zig and Neovim? Obviously, this is about text editors. This little funny stream. But the other reason I brought it up is I don't have Zig completion. Okay, if you look up Zig targets, less. I should do a talk about new shell because I don't have new shell on this device, and people who don't know, new shell will change your life. New shell will change your life. Anyways, one of the things I wanted to show you is this. Look at that, Wasm 64. So, and let's see how many times it's mentioned. So it's actually being used. There are even, does it have those? Give me one sec. It's like literally one of the build targets, right? It's one of the build targets, and how do I explain this? There is a Wasm and a Wasi, and you see Musil, and you're like, Musil, isn't that the core utils and like the non-GNU whatever? Well, there is this thing called Wasi, which is WebAssembly System Interface. I think that's what it stands for. Yeah, WebAssembly System Interface. So they're mimicking a system on WebAssembly. I don't know if you understand what that means. You can run Linux in WebAssembly or Wasi, I guess. This is not a joke. This is literally there. There is there is a WebAssembly backend for Docker. I'm not joking. Like this is there docs.docker.com. This is official. This is literally there. You can run WebAssembly containers. So you can run it on IoT, you can run it on the cloud, you can run it inside of containers. Obviously, Docker is not the only one. You can also use it in Podman. You can do Podman Wasm Edge back. I don't know if it's Wasm or Wasmer. I don't remember. I don't know. God, I love this so much. In any event, you can do funny stuff with WebAssembly. So back to Archier's conversation about where is it? I want to get back in here. I plan to write a blah blah blah. Why not Watson? WebAssembly is popular, but it's not the magic solution to every problem. We need to expose a large ABI to the language, and since there isn't a cross-language compatible memory layout, we'd still end up being locked into a single language running on top of Wasm. or the maintenance burden of multiple shims to support other languages. So, the whole spiel I went over about like, various languages. But as a maintainer, I'm not a maintainer of Helix. This fellow is, and they're gonna have to deal with so much freaking pain. Where was I? We'd only be getting the benefit of Wasm's VM, and we'd be importing projects orders of magnitude bigger than the editor itself. It's not clear to me if the trade-off would be worth it. So, as you saw with Python, so they're kind of big, and imagine distributing like plugins that way. Imagine doing things. Um, God, I love Elisp. Anyways, even if we were able to support multiple languages via Wasm, it seems better to me to focus on a single language so the ecosystem doesn't fragment into smaller parts where each plugin I'd be running could be in a different language, making contribution a lot harder. Why not compile plugins? The scripting language should be used for configuration while there's software that does this, e.g. DWM. I'm not sure if you have used cyclist tooling. So yeah, so cyclist tooling. There's a bunch of cool projects. So DWM is the window manager. ST is the cyclist terminal. Surf is a browser. What is Core? I don't think I've used Core. Oh, I guess it's a collection of programs making up. I don't know. I've never used it. I don't know. I've used DWM and I've used ST. Both are fantastic tools, but the issue is you basically have a C file, literally a single C file, and I think there's like a header file, and you just go and change things and recompile if you wanna configure it. Archie was talking about that and why. Um, the disadvantage of that is obviously the there's one that's not mentioned. I guess it is mentioned. The could result in several minutes of compile time. Rust is not several minutes of compile time. You just saw how quick Zig was at building NeoVim. It wasn't instantaneous, but we're gonna actually download a fork of Helix and go over it. Anyways, similar to how the discussion's top discussion was the plugin discussion. If I sort by reactions, I guess, sort of whatever. Steel is literally the first one. So Matt's work on Steel is right here. It's explained how design philosophy, whatever. And as you can see, it's still a freaking draft. The reason I'm going over it right now is somewhat recently, maybe a couple weeks ago. There was a thing, I guess it's still moving so fast. Matt mentioned that it's actually getting close. It's getting close to being usable. And I think it was this person who, yeah, there you go. I made a plugin for Helix and it's written in Rust. So you're not locked into Steel, the scheme. You're actually able to write it in Rust. And keep in mind, Helix is written in Rust. There's a lot of folks who want to contribute and they don't want to deal with scheme, which is eh, I judge them, but that's reasonable. Um, and this person wrote Ghost Test Helix, which I don't know what Ghost. Oh yeah, this is for the what's it called? Like if you're in a browser, you can use Helix as your text editor. It was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Um, there may have been reactions. Oh my goodness, 86. Uh, yeah, I don't recognize any of those names. I do recognize some names there. Anyways, um, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna over that. I don't care about Rust. It's a cool language. Not gonna lie, but what is my frickin' where's YouTube? YouTube. That's right here. What is my frickin' username? Zoomer Schemer. Okay. So as a schemer, my um. Sorry, let me switch back to OBS. Perfect. Okay. As a schemer, Steel is more of an appeal to me than Rust. Okay, so let's first mess around with Steel. Actually, it should have been there. Why am I? I'm not gonna go over it because Steel is kind of like okay. So let me mark this. The top of my hair is beautiful. Okay, we're on minute. You switch back to Mr. YouTube. Where is YouTube? We're on 54 now. Good Lord. I gotta try to limit this BS because I have a life and I have responsibilities that I'm postponing, and there's a word for it, procrastination. So now we're gonna get into using steel, or I guess let's call it building um, steel. Yeah, my pen's cap. Okay, this is before actually using it. So I'm gonna give another quick spiel about um what steel is, and I'm gonna draw some parallels. So there's also this other language called GNU Guile. I know I could just type it, but I'm gonna put GNU Guile. Okay. The first thing you see is GNU Ubiquitous Intelligent Language for extensions. The GNU people are terrible at coming up with names. Like this other day, I saw this tool called Mincy. Uh, it's like OpenBSD tools for Windows. It stands for Mincy is not Sigwin. Like, who the hell comes up with these? And there's so many like recursive backronyms. I hate it. Okay, GNU Guile is a scheme. Should I go over what scheme is? No, you probably know what a scheme is. Okay, it's a language. It's a scheme. The appeal of it is I want to see the use of it as an extension. There you go. For extending programs, Guile offers libguile, which allows the language to be embedded in other programs and integrated closely through the C language application programming interface. Similarly, new data types and subroutines defined through the C API can be made available as extensions to Guile. So, obviously, the famous one that the two big ones are Make and Geeks. I know GDB is mentioned. I know some people know about it, but the big ones are, at this point are Geeks because it's now a distribution of its own, and Make because Make is so everywhere. Like you literally saw as I installed Helix here, Make became available. But Guile did Guile become no Guile. It's not a hard dependency because Guile is an extension, but still, um, it's used in Make. You can literally have Make with Guile scripts in it. Geeks is literally uh, yeah, um it's basically Nix with Guile. I'm not gonna go over it, but there's the Geeks system, which is a distribution. There's the Geeks package manager. It has like really cool tools in the command line. I use Geeks shell containers. There are and obviously Guile is used as a language. You can do declarative operating system interfaces, operating system definitions, and there's like so many interesting interfaces with the OS. There is package definitions are in there, and there's a lot you can do with Geeks. Not the conversation, not a conversation I want to have right now. I want to focus on steel, and I'm drawing parallel to this. So, also, I don't know if you know this. The more you shake it, the bigger this cursor gets. And I don't think there's a limit to this in KDE. I love KDE. Okay. Let me. Where is this, brother? Okay. Let's close up some of these. Okay. Back to steel. So the reason I brought up GNU Guile is actually their website is so beautiful. By the way, Guile has a WebAssembly backend too called Guile Hoot, but I'm not gonna go over it. GNU Guile. There you go. Okay, there's some cool drawings. The reason, yeah, there you go. I love the drawing and all the little cute little arts. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, uh, so obviously Guile has a bi-directional embedding, so you can write C and use it in Guile. You can write Guile and use it in C. Steel is, I think, just I don't know, unidirectional is the best way to put it. It's kind of like it's basically libguile, but for Rust, right? So you embed a scheme inside of Rust, and you start using it. And this is why I didn't want to go over scheme stuff. R5RS is a scheme standard. There's also R7RS. I don't know how common that is, but Steel is they claim conformance to R5RS. You're more than welcome. There's a website called Scheme.org, I believe. Scheme.org should be official. I think it is. Who the hell owns this website? Well, that's the. I guess I got to go to a who is eventually, but I think this is official. This is literally like a real thing. And Steel is not mentioned here, to the best of my knowledge, but hopefully soon it'll be. There's some Guile is obviously there, and you can see the conformance. Many of these are R6 and R7. R5RS is like a it's a very, very small language standard. So it's like Common Lisp has a language standard that spans like many, many pages. Like if you just pull up, I'm not gonna pull up a PDF. Uh, but it's like so long, whereas Guile is so simple. Whereas R5RS is so simple. It's like just a few pages. Steel conforms to that, so you can write something that runs everywhere. Okay, so let's start with I don't know. I gotta learn a way to put songs on the stream because my brain doesn't work without songs. Okay, so let's call this. Let's go to Steel, and this is the part where I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna have to install cargo, aren't I? Okay. Let me ask this. What is the version of is Rust up in Fedora? Okay, Rust up is there. Okay, let's just go with that. Again, I'm not a Rustation. I don't know what the right term is. I'm not a Rust person. I play around with the language. Rust up. What is it? Okay. Yeah. Clippy. Don't you love this new software distribution model where you just say Perl link pipe sudo sh, like just run every unaudited script as root. It's pretty funny. I'm not joking, by the way. This is like literally what they recommend. Like, um, no, what is it? What is it? I don't even remember the link. Okay, RS, obviously. This is this is lunacy. This is this is stupid. This is oh my god. No. Anyways, again, I'm a user. I'm just complaining as a user. My god, they have a new shell thing now. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, it's cargo here. That's all I care about. Cargo's okay. Rust is installed. Great. To get started, you may need to restart your current shell. Okay, let's restart my current shell. Okay, cargo's there. Okay, perfect. So let's go to Steel and cargo run. So so this is the world we live in. I'm not gonna be the one complaining. Back in the day, you had like you pull in two C headers, and then you do make, and then GCC builds them for you in seconds. Now you have 289 dependencies. Don't ever try to build a Z from source because I had to build it on Windows, and so it was like 1,700 dependencies. Oh my god. Anyways, um, funny stuff. So we're building Steel. We're building Steel, and you can see the dependencies. Steel is the scheme that we're going to use. Actually, we're not even like close to. Good lord, I thought it would be like a quick stream. I guess caffeine does that to a fella, huh? Like you just go on so many random tangents. Which again, um, this is my outlet. I'm just gonna go over so many random crap, uh, so that that'll stay in my head. Like it's kind of like meditation. Like everything is in your head. Like things come and go, and you just let it out. As I feel like YouTube might be a nice thing to do this because then I don't have to think about it when I'm doing more important stuff. I recognize some of these dependencies. Okay. Getting bored. Getting bored. Just for to point out the ones that I know. I think I've used is terminal. Clap is the famous command line argument parser. I don't know clap builder and Lex. I think those might be like sub dependencies. Steel parser is Matt's work. Uh, I've used XDG. XDG is a standard for what is it called? Did it build? No, for interacting with the user home. I don't know how to phrase it. You interact with the user's home system basically. And like instead of saying, "Oh, downloads folder has to be at /home/user/downloads," you define those through variables, and then it becomes like an abstraction layer. Alrighty, Control C is a yeah, funny. Okay, look at how pretty this REPL is. Does it have I don't think that's auto completion. Okay, let's start. This is, by the way, just letting you know. This is my first time using the REPL. I've only tried the fork once, I think, just to see if it builds, and it builds. So I'm very new to this. I just did Control L. That works. Okay, so this might be using readline. And for those of you who don't know, there is GNU readline and there is Rust's readline, which is using new shell. I don't know which one this is using. This might actually be using. I guess this is something I can check out right now, but before I get to building Helix and all that. So let me enter steel cargo. No. Capital C. Yeah. Nope. Come on, bro. I guess just do this. No. Cargo Tom. Thank you. What is it? Is there a how do you do recursive search? Is it space slash? What the hell was that? Oh, that's the question mark. Sorry. Readline? I don't think so. Or I think it's readline. It's right, because when I say like, oh, it's readline, not readline, that's very understandable. I think, yeah, I don't even know how it works. Well, I guess I don't really care how it works. I just appreciate that this tool exists. Okay, my famous thing. Oh, look at that. So syntax highlighting. This is beautiful. Let me see. So, that's have a lot of components. So let's do tap. Beautiful. Apply. So for those of you who don't know, apply is a function that applies a function to like a list. So if I apply this to does this work? No. Type mismatch. Woo. Expected a function found plus. So plus is not a oh, this is a scheme, not common list. I'm an idiot. Okay, there you go. So this, for those of you who don't know, is the sum function. It would be stupid if there's a sum function. I guess not stupid, but yeah, there is a sum function. So as you know, like you can have a list of like 10, 20, 30. That does the same thing as applying plus to them. Perfect, right? Is there a macro expand? Good lord, this is cool. So let me go back to my YouTube. Where is it? We're at minute 107. Let me write this down. So we built it. Now let's just talk about 107. Learning steel. Okay, let's learn steel. I don't know steel. You probably don't know steel. Let's learn it. You might know steel. I don't. Just guessing. Where is it? I don't like Alt Tab. I should use a window manager, but then streaming is a pain. Okay. So let's learn this. So there is a package manager for Forge, similar to how GNU Guile has Geeks. This has Forge. So when we built this, Cargo on Forge, does it run actually? I don't know how to use it. I'm just assuming things. Is there a wiki? Is there documentation? Where is the documentation? Read the steel book, finally. So this whole Rust style books this is beautiful. Foundation. Okay. The idea of scheme are straightforward and easily combined, resulting in minimalistic syntax that may appear excessive at first glance. While the abundance of parentheses can seem off-putting, and archaic, expressions are actually nested lists and atoms. So I don't know if he uses the word, but homoiconicity, as you all know. Sexp for short. Yeah, so this is called a nest expression. If you for some reason you found my channel, I see there's no one watching right now, but like in the future, if you just come across this video and you don't know what an S expression is somehow, how would you visit a channel called Zoomer Schemer if you don't know what scheme is? S expressions are lists, which could be functions, which could be data. So that's the beauty of lists, basically. As mentioned, its structure is recursive. This particular blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not going to go over what that is. Okay, steel. What makes steel an interesting scheme? Okay, steel supports the R5 RS spec. So we mentioned that already. modules using blah 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 like Racket. So yeah, this is the other thing I noticed. There's a lot of Racket inspiration in this thing. Oh, beauty. A language server. So you can do auto completion. You can do documentation lookup. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. Has a sophisticated FFI layer where Rust is a first-class citizen. Unlike most languages where C is the first row for FFI, Steel wraps Rust using a stable ABI layer and prefers Rust. Um, Getting started. Online playground. Good lord. Please tell me it's WebAssembly. So this is the other thing. Rust has a WebAssembly backend. I don't know if this is actually using it. Is this using WebAssembly? Let's reload the page. Yeah, yep. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool if you think about it. This is when you build it, Cargo has like Cargo. How do you see view targets? Let's not do that. But look, if you just look at the Cargo YAML, or I guess search recursively. Look, wasm bind gen. Like there's work done for WebAssembly. So you gotta appreciate that. This is on another level. The one you it's like not only can you build it for Windows, for Linux, for Mac, for I don't know, for BSD, you can also build it for the web. And it's not just the web. We had a discussion. Cloudflare workers, Docker containers. There was another thing I mentioned. I don't know. Oh, Mechanoid. IoT devices. So there's a lot you can do with this. Anyways, okay. Oh, I could have installed it this way as well. So, look at that. See, this is what you get for not reading documentation, for just like going based on, oh, let me git clone and build it. There's that famous saying like, an hour, 8 hours of reading the code can save you 30 minutes of reading the README. Okay. Steel CLI. Okay, cool. So Steel has a. Let me. I should install it. Let me install it instead. Let me install it instead of using the nope. Okay. And by the way, while this is building, this is something I've noticed a lot of people don't know. When you navigate the terminal, so this is Bash. Right? If you don't know, this is Bash. Bash, also known as GNU Bash, uses GNU readline. So when you type stuff, you can navigate like Alt B goes back, Alt F goes forward, Control A goes to the beginning, Control E goes to the end. You can learn these by just reading the readline. No, sorry, the info. I guess it's not here. You can read the info page and learn how to use this. I guess enter. The reason I'm mentioning this is these are Emacs key bindings that GNU readline borrows, and who's there, man? No, man, read. I don't know. Do I have? Yeah, so it does exist. Just I don't have info. Uh, you can learn it online. Just like look up readline. You can see how slow my machine is getting because of the lovely compilation that's happening behind the scenes. And yeah, you can use it with PHP. You can use it with a lot of other languages too. I want to find the man page. I don't know. You might learn the key bindings from here. Oh yeah, there you go. The Wikipedia, I guess. As it says. This is by the way, there's a Vim editing mode as well. I'm not gonna. I don't use that because modal editing in the terminal is kind of weird. But anyways, did I finish? I guess I can just skip out on building this again. I just wanted to interface with it as if it was just a built binary, you know. Um, but in any event, so you saw what Steel is. We can read through the book a little. Um, there was the online playground. Using Steel on its own, which is what we were doing, right? So like display LN, so that's pretty cool. Well, that's building. We can just use the one that we already have built. Cargo, I guess it's say cargo run Steel, Stal. Oh, I'm in Neobim. Steel. Okay, so how did I run it? Oh, I just sorry, my bad. That's not a build target. It's just cargo run. I got confused for a moment. Okay, so there's display LN. What is that? Disconnected. Ooh, there's funny stuff in there. Okay. Hello world. What's the line? Is there a display without new line? Nah, it still goes to the new line. That's pretty cool. Um, that's not what we're interested in. In fact, we are not interested in any of it. Um, but the interesting appeal of Steel is not the fact that it's a language. As you saw in scheme.org, there's plenty of schemes. So there's not a shortage of schemes. Anyway, it's like a what is it? There's literally a book called Write to a Scheme. You know, I think it walks you through building writing a scheme through using Haskell, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Yeah, it uses Haskell. I think it hopefully uses combinators. I don't know if it. I don't know. Does it use partial combinators? I don't know. Not a topic for this discussion. Regardless, making scheme using schemes, they're ubiquitous. What's not ubiquitous is one that's embeddable in Rust, and it walks you through how to do it. And I don't want to do this right now, right? This is FFI, and it's 4 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. Just because my buddies are not available, and I'm making a video doesn't mean I want to do this for the rest of the day. I got chores to do. But the reason I'm showing you this is so there is, and again, this assumes throughout this whole video, I'm assuming a lot of knowledge. You might not have it. Look up things if you don't know them. But the thing that I wanted to go over is there's like modules. There's a lot of interesting things like namespaces, which Emacs Lisp doesn't offer. I wish it did. But I want to get to traits. So there you go. There you go. Okay. So impl. No. That's a struct. Give me a sec. I remember there were traits. I looked at it once. Okay. Impl custom for memory info. So I think you can if you're familiar with. Wait, what just happened with my cursor? I didn't shake it. I guess I might have. I don't know. Anyways, let's say you have what's it called? You have a module. You can define these little functions written in Rust, I think, right? Yeah. So it's using the sysinfo. So where is it? Sysinfo. So it's using the sysinfo crate. I'm not gonna read through it. Like again, I'm a zoomer. I skip out on reading anything that's not monospace, right? So we're a generation that grew up with copy and paste. They literally created that button for us, right? But the appeal of this is this demo creates a bunch of functions, and down here you have this module and you register all these functions, and now once you're in the REPL, whether you create a scheme program, you can use these, right? That's what makes it embeddable, right? um I guess it is bidirectional. The thing that Helix does is the other way. So you embed Steel in Rust. So this is what the appeal of it is. Should I do this? Should I create it? Hey, why not? Why not? Let me exit. Cargo create or cargo new. I don't know. Steel demo. Okay, so it's saying go to the dependencies and add. Oops, sorry. By the way, if you don't know, when you copy something to the clipboard, it's space P too. Surprisingly, it doesn't work. I'm an idiot. I don't want to think about that right now, so let me just do it the easy way. Okay. So that's saved. And I'm gonna, again, I'm a zoomer. All I do is just copy and paste. So right here we have a main Rust file, and then we're gonna highlight the match, if you recall, match around function, C for change, paste for paste, and we don't have the Rust analyzer, which is a language server protocol for Rust. So that is unfortunate. Does Rust provide that? Uh, analyzer to Rust. Don't you love language models? Like as soon as you ask a question, it just brings up a little box for you to. Oh, thank you so much. I can install it by using a text editor. How the hell do you a text editor for other editors? There you go. Rest up component add. Nope. Component add Rust Analyzer. Okay. So this is just to it's gonna download the binary. It's not gonna compile anything. But now if I go back here, I get these funny stuff. Like I can jump through stuff. Like do it hasn't built it yet, but uh, I can do funny stuff. Okay. So now if I do cargo build, it's probably gonna fail. No. Okay, I take it back. I don't love KDE. There's gonna sorry, it's not a build target. That was just a, this is what happens when you use so many freaking languages. You start to lose any form of this is still building. Should I just cancel this? I'm gonna cancel this because we're gonna have to build Helix. What is it called? The steel fork of Helix, which is much bigger than what you just saw. Okay, look at that hash brown. I have no idea. It's probably a hashing library type enum, some type bullshit. And what is that Linux raw sys? That's what syscalls probably rand core for random number generator. I don't know. I don't know most of these. Either is probably the monad, the left the what is it called? The either or monad, which is probably to look up paths. XDG, we went over it. Log is probably a logging thing. Glob is for glob patterns with asterisk. So none of it is foreign. Obviously, if this doesn't um like okay, I'll give you an example. If Serde doesn't ring a bell for you, go back and learn stuff in Rust because Rust is a pretty. By the way, Serde is it's a combination of the words serialization and deserialization. So it's like an abstraction layer, it's like some traits you write or formats, and then JSON is obviously the famous one. So it's using that. Um, I have a very strong feeling. I'm gonna have to use Nightly for this. So again, if you don't know, Nightly is a version of is wait, hold on. Do I need Nightly? Please tell me I don't need I need Nightly. My cursor is doing funny stuff. And oh, I have to do stuff. Okay, okay. Wait, no, this is explanation. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Instead of doing that, let me just do the REPL. Uh, wait, it already is. That's all I need. Okay. So let me just try this real quick. Can I just put that in here? I guess the clipboard thing doesn't work because I'm inside of a container. How lovely. There's a reason I'm messing up everything because I use this other thing with Emacs called Meow. I'm not gonna go over it. But my muscle memory doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, use of unresolved module or unlinked crate. Again, I don't know Rust at all. Rust, I guess it's is it like do I have to explicitly reference it? I'm not even getting auto completion. I don't know. I'd like some sort of like linting maybe. Some yeah. I guess I gotta wait. Okay, finally, it's working. Okay, it's not part of that. I have to so I have to just rename the crate the dependent. No, yeah. So or is gonna be replaced with REPL. REPL sounds like Red Bull, doesn't it? Um, okay. No sir. No sir. Okay. My good friend. Okay, if I do steel again, I think it's like building it in the background, or if you don't know, Rust Analyzer actually uses cargo behind the scenes, so it's like it actually tries to build stuff. That's why if you're like writing code and compiling stuff on the side, you'll see those like there's a build block so that like it doesn't spawn like multiple processes. But let me enter again. Steel demo. I don't know how to switch between tabs on this terminal. Fixes? I don't even know what it's called. PTYXI. I don't know how to pronounce it. What if I can just cargo build? Yeah. Kill me. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. Let me go back here. Oh, would you look at that? I want to see the error. Is there no caching? I guess I switched to crate, so there's no caching for that, but still, you're starting to see why Rust as a plugin language was ruled out because imagine you had to change the source code of Helix and had to do this every single freaking time. So that just, yeah, Rust has a very slow compiler. There are efforts for Nix is a dependency. I didn't notice. Um, Rust has a very slow compiler. That's one of the appeals of Zig, as you saw. Zig is very fast. And there are efforts for because Rust has the only single implementation. Like Go has GCC Go and the famous Go compiler. Like Python has PyPy and CPython. Rust has just the Rust. So there is. It's called GCCRS, I believe. There you go. Is it? Yeah. So it's a long story. I mean, I think this is their yeah, GCCRS is it's a front end for Rust. So currently Rust the Rust compiler uses the LLVM backend that generates what is the thing called? It's like a intermediary object layer. It's like MLR or something. Use it on result one will freaking hate you. Okay. Let's see what the hell is your problem. And also, yeah, okay. So this is the issue. What is this saying? On if you wanted to use it, use cargo add steel. No, we use this one called steel REPL. So wait, hold up. Let me comment these out. Let me just explicitly say use steel REPL, right? And engine is not there, so I will do um, self, is it? And there's no engine, huh? I'm gonna ask you this simple question. Um, this is all that we're trying to do is just get a freaking REPL working. Um, should I actually read it? Okay, I'm gonna read it. Where is engine provided? Engine is provided in the steel VM. Okay, so instead of removing that baby, you can actually. So see, this is what happens when you read. You know, I don't like to read. I'm a zoomer. Why did I exit? I'm an idiot. Okay. Can I try to build just to? Okay, good. I just wanted to get the error. Yeah, I know. Okay. So I'm still. I don't know how Rust works because if you just pay close attention, this is the same thing as this. They're the same repository. The name of the crates are different. So I think it's like fetching different crates from the same repository, which is weird. I don't know. I don't know Rust. I'll be honest with you. I'm just gonna be frank and say I'm an idiot. Um, and this is the cool thing about language server protocol. You can there are code actions. So I'm gonna save this, and it's gonna tell me this is wrong. If I do code action, I don't know if it's gonna do this or not. This would be pretty cool if it does it. Wait for it. This is it not do? Oh, there you go. Look at that. It brought that up for you. Like, holy crap! It's code action. Sometimes does cool stuff. So I just did space A. Like, if you don't know how to use it, space question mark shows you all of them, and there you can see code actions. Space A, right? I did. Let me undo and do it again. Space A brought up that thing. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, obviously it's probably not gonna compile, is it? Actually, it might. I don't know. I'm very confused. No, yeah, actually, yeah, because steel REPL is used as a crate, so you can see it, and then engine is imported. So that should work. So now if I do cargo run, it brings up the REPL. So if I say one, it says one. If I say one plus one, it says two. Okay, perfect. So it works. You can do funny stuff in there. That is what obviously you can do things like this where you use the virtual machine to run the Lisp code, but I just wanted to show you the that's okay. It's hard. It's 4:14. I should finish this by 5 p.m. I'm having a I'm having I'm questioning why I started it so late because I actually got up pretty early today on a weekend, which is kind of sad. Okay. Is there documentation on this? And I doubt it's documented in the book for Helix because this is just about the language. Like I know Steel is being used for Helix doesn't mean its only purpose, its sole purpose is Helix. It can be used for other things. So let me just okay. And instructions are in Steel MD. Okay, I've done this before once, and just to try it out. Okay, so on our favorite Microsoft website called GitHub, you can see this is the repository, and I'm gonna clone this thing. So we're gonna go out. I'm gonna say git clone, and obviously this is so yeah, that's Helix branch Steel event system. Is that how you clone branches? Um, I misspelled event. Yeah, that is how you clone. And I'm gonna enter Helix. I'm not gonna clone the actual upstream Helix. Okay, so we don't need the web interface anymore. Okay, okay. You will need the clone of this fork on the branch, whatever this is. Don't misspell it like me. Installing Helix. Just run cargo xtask Helix. So cargo xtask Helix. Okay. Linking channel. And it's using it's using 1.82. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. You know how I'm feeling right now? I'm feeling like that Wojak of the Wojak Boomer. No, not the Boomer. Wojak Boomer. With the little white monster. Yeah. I swear to God, I'm turning into this guy. With these ghost drinks. Okay, this is literally me. He's literally me. Okay. So this is why I waited till the last minute. I mean, I could have built it in the background, but I didn't because I wanted to walk through everything. So let's see what time it is. 1:31. All of these times are wrong because actually OBS reported the time as well. I wish OBS reported elapsed time. It probably does. I'm just too low small brain to know it. Oh yeah, it does at the bottom. Would you look at that? It's literally at the bottom. Okay. 132. Okay. 132. Building Helix. Helix. I don't even know what chapter are chapters doable in streams. Let me look that up while this is building. So another intermission. Go drink your whatever. Go have a little nap. While I look this up. Can I put chapters in YouTube streams? There was a recent study about how I don't even remember, but it was basically about Chat GPT lowering people's IQs, like genuinely. So I can definitely feel that right now with myself because I feel like everything I look up is just like brings up this thing, and I actually put it on often because it like literally gives me the answer. So I don't know. I feel like we as a generation don't have a future, but such is life. Okay, you cannot add chapters to YouTube live streams while streaming, but you can create chapters for the recorded version of the stream afterwards. So that's what I want to do, right? How do I do that? Should I continue? You can continue the conversation. DuckDuckGo's AI, which I'm gonna tell you this as a secret. DuckDuckGo's AI is the only web interface that has an onion endpoint, which makes it truly anonymous. There are no other anonymous. I mean, obviously this is not anonymous because well, DuckDuckGo can see where you're coming from. Your ISP can see where you're going, so everyone knows. It's like literally shouting out in the open. I'm using DuckDuckGo, but there's an onion endpoint. I'm on Brave. It's like such a terrible browser. I still regardless of that, I still would recommend not using it because I think Brave has support for Tor websites, but don't do it. Use Tor browser. And DuckDuckGo, surprisingly, you can't just go to Duck AI. It's a long story, but once you figure out the onion endpoint, you put that thing at the end. You copy this, put it at the end. Funny stuff. Okay. In the meantime, okay, video chapters. Let's see. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this and it'll be fun. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do automatic. Okay. So this is, I guess, I'll have to learn how to do this. Okay, yeah, this is the Rust. I guess maybe one day I'll do that. I do have some YouTube, some video stuff I want to do on the stream. Look at that! It's actually building, been built fast. It's still not done, but and the actual these were just the main dependencies. Now it's doing the Helix ones, the Helix crates. I might do some videos related to this. I don't recall exactly. So there's two things I want to do. I know the channel is Zoomer Schemer, but one thing I wanted to do is some DevOpsy stuff because that's most of what I do nowadays, like configuring stuff. Um, oh my God, there's literally a crate called iswsl. Remember if there was this npm package called is even package. It was so funny. Uh, good. It's like can't believe and look at how much it's used. Um, Published 8 years ago and weekly downloads. This is so funny. I love this, but yeah. On a serious note, yeah, I do have some video topics that I wanted to cover. Uh, some that I've been like literally postponing so I could stream them and talk about them. Obviously, Helix and Steel are just like goofing around because, well, it's not gonna change your life or whatever. It's not something I want to like. Remember, the main reason I'm doing this is just like having an outlet and talk about random stuff. But one of the reasons I want to do this is like also um, look back, right? So like it's kind of like my personal documentation, which someone else could use as well, pretty much, uh, in the shape of a video. Um, and I was planning on doing some like DevOpsy stuff, and I know it's not perfect. I know it's not good, and obviously it's not going to be scheme related because I know you can do stuff with like with GNU Geeks. That's not what I want to use. I'm like literally talking Kubernetes and what is it called, GitOps, and all those corpo buzzwords. So we'll see how the future will look. Uh, uh, I'm all here for it. Is Docker. Fun fact, if you don't know, there is a that just reminded me. There's a system YouTube called Vert or no, Detect Vert. Yeah. So it tells you where you are. So like if you're on the host, it just says none, and I'll tell you why it's important. And if you're inside of this, it says Podman, and obviously it works like it has a bunch. You can read the man page. Man system D detect. Yeah, and there's some interesting ones like WSL, KVM, VMware parallels. I'm pretty sure Hyper-V is Hyper-V. That's the one I love the most. Even Beehive, FreeBSD's hypervisor. Beehive, where's Hyper-V? Yeah, Hyper-V, Microsoft. It just says Microsoft when you look it up. Um, you can write system units that use this, so it's pretty cool to me. But it's interesting how Rust has this has all these little funny packages. Uh, I've looked into futures before. Futures are like what's used in they're funny data types. They're used for async stuff. Like a lot of those async functions that you write, like just expand. It's not a macro system. It's like at a language level, but it's pretty interesting. MD5 is a package of its own. Huh. Okay, it's done. All right, so let's go back to reading the documentation. Helix, Steel. Oh, wait. Wait. I was looking at the wrong window. I'm an idiot. That's why my CPU was. I don't think that was building, but I'm an idiot. Uh, Bro, please finish this. Yeah, Helix doesn't have as big of a modularity when it comes to interfacing with the editor. So unlike Emacs, which has like a socket, a server, and you like have the GUI that hooks into it, it's not like that. It's like built for the terminal, and there are attempts at getting it to work with a GUI. Like there was this, I think it was literally the author of Neovite mentioned it too, but Helix GUI. There's like a no, maybe Helix UI. Is it components library building? No, no, that's not it. Helix, maybe an issue. The issue. I think this is one of the is this the one of the maintainers of Neophyte? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I started Neophyte, so the author of Neophyte, I'd say. I don't know the right terminology, but there was this package somewhere here mentioned. Load more. Should I log in? I don't want to log in. Oh, I'd hate to log in. Okay. Ah, oh, 2022. I'm sure that won't go. Heli, helicoid, helicoid. Nah. Let's filter it like this. GitHub.com. Archseer, no, no. Helix UI. Let's see what this is. It's 2 years ago. I guess there is no attempt. But yeah, the reason I'm mentioning that is because wait, what is this? It doesn't have a server client server model like other editors do. I feel like I gotta go to the bottom to see a more modern. What is this? Cosmic term? Ah, that's just the term. Okay, it built. It didn't. It didn't. I hate you. Okay. Invalid task name Helix. Oh, oh, why did I put Helix? I think it was supposed to be Steel. Uh, wait. X task, yeah, okay. And please tell me things are cached. Okay. Oh, great, great, great. Okay, let's run this task. Oh, we'll see how things go. One funny thing I should probably mention is I got those XR glasses. So I might do future streams where I just like put on glasses and fully embrace the whole how do I close this? The boomer Wojak. Like I kind of want to do the smart glasses with the I actually should get White Monster, and I'm in shorts. I need like one of those. Where is it? The glasses. Yeah, I'll have to embrace the whole deal. Okay. Okay, we're finally building. Well, I kind of want to take five, but I kind of want to power through this because I feel like I'm going to use this in the future. The one thing I'll say though is it's still a draft. And while you're still seeing activity like 4 hours ago, this fella is working on it 24/7, it seems like it. Um, it's still um a draft. So either tower, which LSB types. Should we look at the documentation while that's happening? Okay. Not Rust Analyzer. Okay. So yeah, you can do interesting stuff in this. This is similar to if you know new shell. It's like I guess while that's happening, I can install new shell. So new shell has a similar thing where plugins are written in Rust and they're used in new shell. So I don't have it here, but if I do new shell, or is it just new? I don't know. Yeah, it's just new. It's not the most recent version. The most recent version is 103, I believe. But anyways, I'm going to show you this. It's like no, no, good. Okay. It's like there's a bunch of functions for parsing. It's like if I do, I don't know, or sorry, I gotta do it the other way. Uh, a points to 2. Right, so that's a string. So look at that. Describe string. I can parse it as a JSON. It parsed it. Now if I describe it, it says it's a record. A type has the type int. Obviously, it has its own type. I'm not gonna go into that, but the reason I'm mentioning it is because like all these things, all these parsers, that's the core language. But for extending it, you have to write Rust stuff. And should I add that to the timestamps? I don't know. This is taking so freaking long. I should timestamp it so like people don't watch it. Say Oh, steel derived. That's pretty cool. And there is a steel language server. That's pretty cool to me. The reason that's cool is you can actually start using steel. You can start writing configuration. So like if you're on Emacs, writing configuration is so easy because like there's auto completion, there's like evaluation of the region. You can like pretty much it's a full on it's not an it's a programming system. It's not even an IDE. It's like you have the runtime, the editor tool, the documentation tool. Everything is combined in one place. And having that and an editor that's like if you use NeoVim, if you use NeoVim and want to configure Lua, out of the box you don't get anything. You gotta hook it into something. Um, um, but with Steel, it seems like you might be able to. I actually didn't use it when I last built it. I literally just wanted to see if it built. So it was like a few weeks ago. But if it does work, I'll be very interested. Wait, has my voice been has my voice been wait, let me check. I think my voice might have been cut off. Can I hear myself? Okay, I think it's working. I sound really bad. And like it's kind of like that meme that goes like Morgan Freeman is the only guy who likes to listen to himself. No one likes to listen to themselves. Okay, sorry. But I guess we'll go back to reading this. I guess let's look at nine. Let's not look at examples. I actually do want to read this. Okay, so that's the playground. This thing. Okay. Okay. There are a few ways that a function can be registered against Steel. The most user-friendly way is to use the register fn trait, which exposes a register fn function that will coerce functions into the proper function representation according to the into Steel val from Steel val traits. An example of this. Okay, let's see. So this is a function that adds two arguments. This is a function that returns an optional, or I guess option in Rust. The result function takes an optional, and if there is something in the option, returns it. If it isn't, it returns an error. So if it gets an option, it returns a result. Okay. So let's see how we can use it. I'm not gonna run it and build it. Okay, so you registered a function. Here we can register functions. Any function can accept parameters and implements from Steel val. Okay. Okay. Return values and implement into Steel val. Okay, so let's see how we can use into Steel val and from Steel val. Types that implement into Steel val and from Steel val and be returned and passed into Rust functions, respectively. Take the following example. Okay. Allow unused. For those of you who don't know, that like gets rid of some warnings that the Rust compiler throws. Okay, so you define a function. This means that Steel values will attempt to be coerced into the type function. Wait. Types that implement. So how do you wait? Okay, so how do you make sure that okay, so there may be some stuff in there. I guess we have to look at the Steel repository itself. Let me close all this. But it might be returned. So it has its own types. Okay, that could be used. How do you view types in the REPL? Now I'm confused. Come on. It's taking such a long time. I should have done the stream on a more beefy machine, or maybe I should have built it on a server. The reason I didn't do it is because my server is kind of non-existent right now. It I kind of nuked it. I'm gonna rebuild stuff. Uh, oh man. Should I end the stream right now? Because I don't want to wait for this whole thing to finish. That was just Steel, by the way. This is now, it's actually building Helix now. And we're running into issue. This is an OpenSSL issue. Uh, what is it? Yeah, you have to install, or I guess, what is it called? OpenSSL dev? No, 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 no. OpenSSL libs, I think. Let's see. Maybe? I don't know. Wait, no. Let's go to the Helix repository. Build. Maybe it's in the wiki. Maybe it's on the website. Documentation. Building from source. Um, live. This is no. Wait, is that not the common? I've whenever I deal with Rust, I have to worry about the SSL thing, but um, it's like some package that every package manager does have. It's just I forgot what it's called. Yeah, it is the OpenSSL issue. Failed to build OpenSSL from source. What do you need? Do you need a C compiler? What do you need? So this is where the error started. OpenSSL sys. I don't remember. Let me just look up OpenSSL sys Rust Fedora. See how you deal with it. I'm not a huge fan of just installing the crate, but I don't know. Yeah, install OpenSSL. Is it sys? No. Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. I think it might be this module because I don't want to build the crate or install the crate with the system package manager. And by system, I mean the one within the container. We'll see if it. Let's wait for the ah OpenSSL sort OpenSSL sys. So I think it works. I have misspoken. Okay, let me get rid of my pride. Let me get rid of my pride and just on that. Cheers, laddies. Maybe I should exit and re-enter the container. I'm also gonna be Helix and X ask Steel. Let's try it again. Yeah, Windows as well. That's pretty cool. If you don't know, Helix on Windows is actually pretty good. I've been using it quite a lot. It's my, huh, huh, huh. You may need to wait. Is this related to the thing that the fellow was? Let me see. No, no, that's the panic. That's not about the build. Um, so let's go back to Helix building from source. You can build dev files. That's pretty cool. No, but oh, okay. Let's see. I might just need a C compiler. Is that what's happening? GCC or maybe C-Lang. I do have GCC. Maybe C-Lang. I don't know. Absolute state of Zoomers. Like all I know is how to do installations. Okay, can I build this now? This reminds me. Helix should have a container, if I'm not mistaken. So should I just build it using a container? I don't know. Let's fail together. At this point, I'm out of ideas. It's libSSL dev. Uh, you don't want to know what I'm picturing right now? This is literally me. This is literally me right now. Yeah. Yeah. Do I even have Pearl? Do have Pearl. Yeah. Should I exit and re-enter? Okay, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna pull my hair out. Change the timestamp. With no success. With no success. Running out of ink. Okay. Huh? Okay, what? So there I have a CC, right? Okay, yeah. Build to build. Open SSL from source. First of all, why is it building from source? Second of all, oh, oh, I just had a epiphany. No. I think it was Devil Sis or something like that. Uh, I'm gonna hate myself for doing this, but can you just install everything that's there that's OpenSSL? I mean, boo, chat. So OpenSSL Devil, we have it. Perl XT utils. Oh, okay. I'm gonna dump everything, install everything there is. Yeah, here we go. This is absolute lunacy. The upside is I have a ton of storage, so that's good. Okay, this is giving me some pointers for future streams. I'm not gonna set up anything on this device, so I guess a Steam Deck is actually the device is not the issue. The issue is my lack of brain cells. But be mindful of long running tasks. So if I want to set up Kubernetes or run a VM, obviously I'm not going to run it on this device, but what is real? Curious. Also, I had my caps lock on. Huh. Let's see. Oh, floating point to string conversion. Ah, funny. Ah, wait. Did we get past the issue? Okay. We are so back. How do I you know the meme, the it's so over, we are so back cycle? Yeah, the yin yang. Where is it? This is literally me right now. This is literally me right now. We are so back. It's Jover. We're Barack. Okay. Steel the right. So it's 4:44. My hard deadline is 5 p.m. I gotta do laundry. I gotta clean the room. I gotta do some what is it called? Backlog stuff at work. So I'm hoping this finishes before then. Okay. So memes aside, let me close Sisyphus. We are so back. It's so over. The AI slot. Okay. Brr. I guess let's keep reading this. Okay. So we saw these types defining built-in modules. Okay. Okay. So okay, you require it and then you use it. Very cool. Kind of like namespaces, I guess. Registering steel modules directly from Rust. Okay. Register. Hmm. That's cool. So you can write your module and you just call this register steel module function and it just quote unquote it just works. WERKS. Okay. Embedding values using the register function call. Yeah, we I mean, I don't know if this offer I think oh, you can also embed struct. So this is something I didn't see earlier. Okay. So you have a struct that has a usize, a string, and a floating point. How do you use it? So you go here. So external struct, new method by value, set foo. Okay. Just from what I'm seeing, um, there are no traits. Well, I mean, obviously, besides the derivation, and the big one is obviously the steel one to register a type with steel. I guess if the types within your struct have are already deriving whatever steel has, deriving it's kind of like Haskell's derive, I guess. Which why am I bringing up Haskell when Rust is more commonly used? Anyways, so let's see how you can use it. So let's say you do that, an external struct. So when you register a type, you can always do that. External struct question mark. So what is the question mark? Oh, that's the predicate. Okay, okay. So that's the predicate. Wish I could run it right now. I kind of want to try it out. Um, so that's another nice convention about schemes is that, predicates have a question mark, and other Lisps you have dash p, which is kind of weird. But okay, so registering a type gives access to a predicate for the type. Okay, structs in Steel typically have a constructor that is the name of a struct. What time are we at? 1 hour and 35. It's still not finished building. Is my connection there? Yeah, the connection is there. Okay. Huh. Okay. All right. Anyways, so you set up the VM, you register that structs in Steel typically have a constructor that is the name of the struct. Okay. You create that dot. So the new method. Register function can be changed, so you just do so this is one nice pattern in Rust, when you do dot whatever, it returns the type, so you can do dot 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 dot. And let external struct new one foo dot okay to string, and you create it. So you create an instance of it, and how do you use it? So a register external value. Okay. And it creates probably like a what is it called? An optional or a what's the other one? Result. So you just I guess it is a result. You unwrap it, and then see. So you run this piece of code. R is for raw, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So you create a new struct, set foo. That's cool. So yeah, when you registered it, so the convention goes from snake case to kebab case. So you do set foo, external struct, 100, get output method by value, which is what we registered right here. External struct. Second new external struct. You just literally what's it called? Instantiate it, right? That's pretty cool. Print line. Get to weak table. Good lord, there's so much bloat. Language reference. Keywords. Let's see. Um, argument. Oh, keyword arguments are okay. That's interesting. I believe, I actually don't remember other Lisps. I think they omit the pound depending on the list, but that's pretty cool with variadic definition. Okay. Ah, so this is a cons list. So this is that's pretty cool. Okay, they can have like as many as you want, as many arguments as you want. But printf is a common example because like if you go to the man page of printf, I'm talking about the talking about the C function, not the command line tool. So like go to printf again, the C function, not the command line tool. So you can see like there's a dot dot dot. Depending on the how you do the string formatting, you can have an arbitrary number of arguments. Um, so you can define macros. I think this is the part what I was talking about. It's like I think this is part of the scheme standard. So like if I go to R5RS, here's the PDF right there. And I was gonna look up. I think that this is part of the standard. Define syntax. Yeah, so it is part of the standard for defining syntax. Pretty cool. These are called hygienic macros. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Um, or or but on its own is false, or some value returns that value, or two values returns uh well this is assuming if is defined, right? If the first if so z is x, the first argument. So if x is defined, if x is true, it returns that. If it isn't, and keep in mind, scheme is a truthy falsy language. So if I wasn't there a playground? Yeah. So like if I do run, so cool. Actually, this might not be WebAssembly. I'm not sure. Might be. So like if I do this is cool. I was gonna remove everything, but that's cool. Okay. Um display ln. Okay. If 0 return 1, else return 2. Is that valid? And also print, okay, return 1. Oh, wait, can I just do, is it return value? Okay, let's see. Does it return 2? It returns 1. So 0 is true. Okay. So yeah, conflating C with schemes. So in schemes, the only value that's false is this. Where is it? Usually that's what. So if that's false, any other value is true. So it's gonna return one. So it's like similar to C. 0 is false, everything else is true. It's truthly falsy language. It's like here you can see it's gonna be true. Obviously, that's cool. This will actually expand into something like this. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is the lambda keyword part of the language? Hold up. I don't have lambda insertion in my browser, so I'm gonna just do this. So let's define a lambda. Woo. Okay, it takes two arguments. It returns their sum. Okay, so this by code closure. Okay, now Control A, insert n. There you go. If I apply this to 1 and 2, it's pretty cool. Is lambda itself a defined keyword? Should be. I mean, yeah, obviously. Oh, that's pretty cool. So lambda's part of the language. Oh. And it's a cool macro. Contracts. Okay. I'm telling you, there's a lot of inspirations from Racket because, and we'll get to it, but contracts are pretty cool. It's for designed by contract. It's like there's a Wikipedia for it, or DBC, Wikipedia, DBC. There you go. Designed by contract. It goes over. I think Ada is another language that is Ada. Yeah. Besides that, how the hell does Rust have? I'm very confused. It says experimental, but it It's an external library. It's not. I don't know. Basically, you have contracts that like you can violate them. And it's pretty cool. Although this is one thing I've always been shaky on. I don't know if it's a runtime thing or a compile time thing. Um, implements higher order contracts to enable design by contract. Hmm. Okay. So simple flat contract. Did it finish building? Now, what the hell is GIX? GIX. I have no idea. Anyways, so it returns an even, it returns an even, it returns an odd. So the sum of two evens is always even. So if you add one to the sum of evens, it's always odd. So this, just mathematically thinking about it, the return it makes sense. Um, now, in an example where even and even return an odd, how is this different? Right. So yeah, so this is even and even. So you pass in one, that's a contract violation. How does it look like? I'm curious. Okay, well, let's try this. Ah, that's pretty cool. Now, this works. Now let's see if the return value here. Ah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Contract attachment look. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like this. Higher order contract. So you can pass in functions, obviously, because well, scheme is a functional parent language. Um, that's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna try every single example, but transducers. All right, folks. Um, this is one of the coolest concepts that come from Clojure. That comes from Clojure. Literally, if you type Clojure T, it comes up. It's a very interesting subject, and I wish more languages had it. And I'm not a Clojure person. I don't know much about it. Um, it's really interesting. So like, you could have pipelines and compose those pipelines. So you have like, sorry, you have data that just goes through these like little transformations, and then you kind of put them together, and then there's like three things. There you go. God, I love this so much. Not gonna go over this, but the fact that Steel has it blew my mind. I didn't know that. So like, let's see an example. So uh, you have a lambda that increments. Okay, so that returns an iterator. Filtering even, so that returns another. So filtering, I'm assuming like only returns the even ones, right? It's a predicate. This one, applies it to all everything. Taking. So remember, there's mapping and map. There's taking and take. So and then you can compose them. That's a pretty interesting model, huh? So accepts lists, accepts vectors, accepts streams. Woo! Okay. But yeah, so you like the stuff that are defined above. So you pass it, you map it across this list, which is like the range from 1 through 5, and then into list. It returns a list. By default, I'm assuming it returns an iterator, kind of like Python, I guess. Accepts vectors, woo, into vector, and obviously, you can stream cons. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Okay, and compose combines the iterator functions and lets us avoid intermediate allocation. The composition works left to right. It chains each value through the function and then accumulates into the output type. See the following. Okay, so you have a mapping add one, right? You have a filtering odd, and you take 5 of them. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, modules. At this point, I'm just literally reading through uh this documentation, and also keep in mind the fact that I was very unprepared for this. I should be more prepared if I do such a thing again, for my own sake, for the sake as so long. Okay, modules. So provide and require kind of common patterns in Lisps in general, I'd say. I was gonna say schemes, but like what is it called? Emacs Lisp has it too. So define no contract that returns a string. Okay. So you can, I guess, this is like common programming concept. Like everyone knows what modules are. It's just a little modules thing. You can define, require, provide, whatever. Nothing out of the ordinary. So like see um keyword. Okay. Ah, wait. Does it return types? Does it return contracts? And can you view contracts? Wait, hold up. Like if I do is sorry, key there doesn't have completion in the playground. Keyword I don't know, one. That obviously is false. Uh if I say like what is it? Plus. It's plus a key. Oh, it's not there. So keyword is not defined. I thought it was part of. Okay, interesting. Mutable vector. Yeah, I really need the REPL again. Oh my god. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let me write it. It's 5:01. I promised myself not to do this, but okay, hold up. We're at minute 135. Okay, built. Okay, I need another pen. Give me 1 second. Ooh. Built Helix. Okay, so let's try running it. Okay. Um, in fact, let's try it directly. That works. Nothing out of the ordinary. Obviously, if you say version, it'll be different. Is it? No, that sucks. I'm running the wrong one. Okay, hold up. ls targets build. Sorry, release hx. Okay, this is different. Am I tripping? Oh, ah. So that's different than the one that's installed by Fedora. Okay. Anyways, let's hope this is the right one. Are there symlinks involved or did it copy? Sorry, give me 1 second. Again, rust moment. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, doesn't really matter as long as we can run it. Okay, so back to reading our implementation. Okay. Okay, so there's two files. Also, why am I not getting Markdown? Or what is it? Language Markdown. Oh, I see why. What is it? Is it doctor? No. Uh, or no. What was it? There was this thing that was like health. Sorry, health. Okay, so we don't have. Should I install those now? Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that for now. Let's just go back to Steel. Here. Okay, let's go to their repository. I guess it was already open, but it's okay. Yeah, let's read. My scroll wheel doesn't work. Steel Markdown. Okay, so we got to create two files. So I'm gonna just open this up. And it created those for me. Huh, okay. So I didn't even create that. As you see, which will be auto-generated during the install process if they don't exist already. Both live inside the same directory that Helix sets up for runtime. Okay, so the Helix scheme module will be loaded first before anything else. The runtime will require this module, and any function exported, and now be what? Any functions exported will now. I read that as and will now be available to be used as typed commands. For example, this is the example. Now there's a pitfall. There's a pitfall, and I'll tell you what the pitfall is. I'm gonna paste this, and you'll see this. And I'm gonna paste this, and you already see the error, right? You already see the error. Why the hell am I getting an error? Cannot reference an identifier before its definition. You can't see the full error. You see the hashtag, the pound for the boomers. The problem is pound is not a comment. So in his infinite wisdom, Sir Matt did not put semicolons as comments. So let me remove these, right? Okay. It still doesn't work. Cannot load theme. That's funny. Why is that? Let's see. Okay, if you'd like to add current blah blah blah, open. Oh, there's even a built-in function for that. open Helix SCM. That's cool. But in command scheme, there is a function called that cannot load theme. Let's see why. Okay. Yeah. Also, where the hell is the command scheme? But I'm now curious. Did it load that function? Oh, it did. Oh, it did. What the hell? Okay, so this function that you see right here, I can't do syntactic highlighting because it's not loaded yet. Although I'm not curious. I don't know. Let me check something. But in a bit. So this is pretty cool. You can create this function that does git add, and it runs a shell command. It runs git add and whatever the argument is. Pretty cool, right? So let's try it. Git. This is not a. This is a Git repository. I don't know. There you go. There you go. Wait. Okay. Oh. I don't know what the hell is happening here. I'm on the right branch. Let's see. I don't know if I can know what's happening. Okay, back to Helix's documentation. Okay. There was this health thing. Right. How the hell do you install I'm jumping around without knowing what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, and this is the other part. Normally the stuff that you saw with the TOML, you can actually do it in Helix. So this is how you, from what it seems like, this is how you do the normal editor configuration. Like there's a cursor line that you can set to true. So you can have a cursor line. You can do that with Scheme. So that's pretty interesting. But let's back up to why it's not working. Huh. I might be doing something wrong. So let's look at them again. Okay, let's look at the error. Helix theme could not load theme. Or I guess let me just how the hell do you go to the beginning of the line? Go B? Or no? Go. Oh, it's G. I haven't used Helix in a while. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, this works. Yeah, so we don't get an error when we go. Okay. So just loading Helix on its own doesn't bring an error. I don't know what's up with the themes. I think it's because I don't have any themes. Okay. So a lot of these things are becoming clear. Let's see Nope, let hell help. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some sort of um, audio thing. Runtime directory does not exist. That's fine, maybe. And another question is, what is my term? And which is that's actually good. Okay, so back to building from source themes. How do you get the themes? Huh. Okay, hold up. Steel, not empty. Okay. Oh, so it actually did add that. Okay, okay. Hmm, that's pretty cool. I really like this. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this. Okay. Um, and there's a package manager called Forge. Okay. That's cool. There's two packages installed, Helix and Steel. Okay. Okay. I'll have to investigate it more. But anyways, there are a handful of other. Okay, let me back up. How do I install the themes? Okay, I'm gonna ask AI again. How do I install themes when building Helix? I don't know. No, 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 not custom themes. The ones that are built in. Usually, when you build it, I guess. Um, how do you see the targets? Cargo. Yes. No, no, no. Build. If I just do cargo build, I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know. Anyways, minor success, I guess. Minor success. We built it. The command ran. We could run the thingy. I think one thing I can do, um, before just leaving everything, is to hold up. Installing tree sitter and steels. There was a way to install them all. I think it's just like clones them all and then, grammar fetch and grammar build. Okay. Um, did this remove uh no, 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 no. Open. Yeah, see, like that removed so okay, let's do the next task again. It's using Forge, the package manager. That's interesting. So now the HX is different now. It has it open. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now, um, grammar fetch 241. Can I optionally only pull one of them? Because I think grammars are all Git repositories. So it has to clone all of them and it has to build all of them, which is literally just a C program, which is going to take forever. It has a little one. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. I guess let's need the help. Um, doesn't have it. Huh. Oh, it does. Okay. Oh, all the grammars listed in language ensemble. So, do I really? I don't know. I don't know. The question that I have now is, if I enter, I guess let's try to fetch it. And let's try to build. Is it gonna build all of them? It's gonna take a really long time. But I mean, we pushed through so much, might as well push through the rest. I don't even think I'm gonna do the timestamps because there's. I, I I don't think I got anything done. You know, you ever do something like you realize, wait, it feels like I didn't accomplish anything. There are some insane people. Good Lord. Yeah. I gotta watch some YouTube in the future. Okay. I'm assuming it's building because I'm hearing fans coming out of my Steam Deck. Wait. I'm hoping the sound isn't too much. My God. All four cores, all 8 threads, 3.2 gigahertz. Okay, I had to turn off my ambient mode because I was hearing everything. That's a lot. Should I just break it? Okay, let's signal. Okay. Next time I'm gonna come more prepared, but back to Steel. Okay. So these are the files. Um you can define key maps. But the thing I want to get is the interactive usage, like language. Okay. I guess we don't need to worry about that. Open init scheme. Okay. Um, I'm just gonna paste whatever I see, the configuration thing. I don't know where they're defined. I guess I'll just dump it all in there. I don't know. Go to the end. A, enter, Control Shift B. Is that commented? No. I don't know. No, no. Why did I do that? Okay, hold up. Huh? Okay, so it's working. Function or some variable. Let's just. You have no idea how happy I am right now. Okay, so this is working. This is working. This is literally working. Um, I'm semi pleased with how long did it take? We're at minute 135. 135. Okay. Wait, we've been on 135 for. Don't tell me that's not the time. I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah, we're at minute 230. I don't know, but I guess anyways. So that's pretty cool. And the other thing is if you take a quick gander at this, so you define the LSB here. Also, it's not highlighted, so language it doesn't do I wish I could just like build scheme. You can't do it with one of them. Should I do it in the background while I speak? I don't know how long it's gonna take, so I'm not gonna do it. But in any event, I can't speak. It's there. It's working. Um, so there is this file. Now, you know what I'm thinking right now. You know what I'm thinking. I don't have Emacs here, but let me install Emacs as root. Technically speaking, you can configure Helix using Emacs because Emacs has language server protocol support. Let's see. Swear to God, this whole stream's just been me installing stuff. Get to 244, please. Okay. Triggering install scriptlets. Failed, permission denied. Wonderful, wonderful. It works. Good. So what I'm gonna do is is this a fairly recent version of, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go to config, Helix, and Helix scheme. So Emacs, being so smart, recognizes that this is scheme. If I run eglot, it says I can't find it. Lo and behold, wait, this is not a model editor. Oh man, I can't do. Hold up, hold up. This is so weird. Hold up, hold up. Enlarge this. Okay. Can I look at like if I run ldoc now? Is it running actually? It says connected. Man, for some reason it's not working. Let me jump to the eglot buffer. Ah, it says it's running. I guess it doesn't have certain features, right? Um, what the hell? We go here. Muscle memory. Yes, I'm not really getting anything. Okay. This was this part was not interesting. Can I jump to definition? So it's like no. Eglot is running. No. Quit. Huh. Oh, that's the man, wait, hold up. E yeah, it STDR. So there's probably things you can do. I don't know. Let me exit Emacs. Nope, nope. Yes. Yes. App doesn't work. I hate vanilla Emacs. Regardless, so once I have all the grammars ready and everything else ready, I do see this being usable because there's a language server. Actually, maybe there's something about the grammar. I don't know. Actually, is there a where's the languages? Languages. So let's go there. Is there one for steel? Like, is there a tree sitter? Oh, there is this tool called DeepWiki, not that DeepWiki, which uses some AI whatever to for public repositories. So now if I copy this link, does it understand for everything for me? Wonderful. Uh, yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. But in the future, maybe we should do that. Okay. Regardless, the reason I want to do this is because I want to see if the language can be if the grammar exists. So wait, actually, let me see. Is burr is there a tree sitter grammar for this? Or nah. Um, I guess it's just scheme. Oh, it finished. It finished. I guess it's just yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, I've been kind of an idiot. Because open language, no, yeah, scheme. So that's there. Why are themes not loading Helix? I don't know. Yeah, my Helix. Did I build it wrong? The runtime folder. Okay, so I'm gonna um no, that's not the case. Um yeah, I'm not gonna go to their element matrix, whatever support channel. Themes. Ah, I don't know. I don't know. Is there like that base one? Neither are due. But this is cool. This is, let me actually, honestly, the other one's better. So look at this. If I hover over this, arity mismatch. Isn't that cool? No hover available. There are no code actions to the best of my knowledge, but if x equals that, current path, otherwise x, like there's so many things you can do. Um, can I jump to definitions? That's the biggest thing for me. It's like, so like, okay, those are functions. Is there something that's it's like if I define a function here, f, which takes two variables, the classic example, x adds x and y, okay? Okay, what's wrong here? Define expected only one expression. Is that not how you define fun? Oh, sorry, this is Steam. I'm an idiot. Okay, here we go. Okay, okay, okay. If I call this and say go to definition, okay, it does work. Okay, it does work. It does work. It does work. And things like this don't work. Oh, it do. And you can't jump to references, but this is interesting. You can't jump to definitions for that. Okay, but for the in buffer ones at least it works. Okay, so Steel's language server protocol is the language server, sorry, is working. It's working. It might not have every feature you can imagine, but it definitely does work. So if I open init scheme, sorry. Okay, it does work, which is pretty cool. The issue right now I have is the themes. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong with the themes. I'm not building it correctly. That being said, the language server is working. So let's see. Define LSP. Huh. It's like if I do pyrite, is there macro extension? Oh, you can even see like the arity. Okay. So I'm gonna define a command saying, hey, it's I don't know, pyrite. And there are no arguments, so it's nil. And I'll close the, okay. And let me move this down so it doesn't mess this up. Um, I'm gonna keep saying define language. Python. And I don't know why the indentation is like that. Obviously, this is weird, but so look at this. No errors. It's in there. So the pyrite stuff I just wrote. Okay. So now let me open up the Python file. Source py what did I call it? HX demo. Okay. So this is Python. Language. Sorry, language. Or is it just like some LSP named? Okay, LSP. Arity. Huh. I don't know what this is talking about. Open init. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is pretty interesting. Command, maybe pyrite shouldn't be like defined like that, but um I'm just what is it called? Taking inspiration from this. Um and obviously I don't have pyrite in the path. I do have steel language server. But what's interesting to me is if I let me see. If I don't include that. So let me go back to open init scheme to the pyrite thing. No, no. Go to the end. Okay, thank you. And I comment out both of them. And I reopen that file. Now it works. Oh, so it actually was working. This is interesting. We're entering new levels of the list. Um, Now let me go back to let's go to the top. No, it wasn't here. Language support. Configure. And how do they recommend I install iRex? With npm. Okay, this is not something I want to do. What the hell is Firefly? Oh, type checker. Okay. In any event, we know it works. The stream was a success. It took 2 hours and 45 minutes of my life, but it was a success. So, everyone, I'm gonna end the stream, but it was a success. It was pretty good. It was nice doing this again. Can't move myself out. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. But yeah, Helix works, Steel works. You can use Steel. There's a language server. There's configuration. You can do a lot with that. Obviously, a lot of the stream was just like random bullshit that I was just like yapping about random stuff. But this on its own seems to work. I don't think I'll talk about it more in the future unless like Steel actually becomes a pull request that's not a draft and it actually gets merged. But this was like laying the groundworks, I guess. Um, we'll see. I might even, depending on how configurable